Welcome back to the Catnip Podcast. My name is Grace, and today is Monday, June 24th. This is a podcast about knitting, books, baking, and cats, but most importantly knitting because that is what I love to do all day, every day, whenever I can, all the time. All the time. Excuse me. I'm getting text messages. Let me turn that off. I didn't record last week because we had some big life events, such as buying a car, which I'll talk about that later. So that's why I wasn't around to record, because it's just a really busy time, and I didn't want to have to worry about it, so I just decided to not record, and I'm very sorry for that, but it was better in the end. If you'd like to follow me on any of my social medias, which is more on the regular things that I normally say, I have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Ravelry. I'm most active on Instagram if you'd like to go follow me over on there, or any of the places, or none of the places, or whatever you would like to do. All of that will be in the description down below, or if you're on my blog, it'll be there. In addition to that, all the show notes, the things that I will be talking about in case you're interested in finding anything that I've discussed online. Hopefully I will get all the links together. So, yes. The link to my blog will be down below if you're on YouTube, or if you're already on my blog, everything will already be there. In addition to that, I also work at a yarn store. It's called The Modern Skein in Montgomery, Texas. I will include all the social media, the website, all that jazz. Please come hang out with us if you are local. We would love to sit and knit with you or meet you or whatever. Any day that we are open, Tuesday to Saturday. So that's very exciting. And yes, is there anything else to say? I have a lot to say, and I don't really have a whole lot of time to record because also this battery is just not gonna live very long because I didn't charge it. Which, such is life. That's not relevant to the intro, but we're just gonna go with it anyway. Anyway, so on that note, before we get into the knitting, if you would like to go grab something tasty to drink, I have some tea today, whether it be hot or cold, something to snack upon, an animal to snuggle, something to craft upon, all of the above, laundry to fold. Who knows, maybe you're gonna be like making banana bread while you watch this, which I'm gonna do that later, and I'll talk about that later because yay, baking. That would be nice. I would enjoy that. Anyway, so if you like to do any of those things, then you can come back and join me for some crafty chat. Once again, that is a good cup of tea, but it is incredibly hot. Well, it'll get there. So, everyone, quick life update. And yes, I do realize that my pigtails are curling outwards, and I have no control over that. At least it's out of my face, and I won't be playing with it, but if you're distracted by that, like I am, I apologize. So, last Monday, if you're a little behind with the episodes, which if you are, this is totally okay, life happens. If you were not aware, I was in a car accident a month and a little bit ago, I feel like it's around that time. I don't know. It seems like it's a really long time ago at this point. Thankfully everyone was okay. I was okay. A guy ran a red light, hit the front of my car. It was not good. I had a big bruise on my knee, and then the general achiness that comes with being in a car accident, but that was the extent of my injuries. We found out after much toing and froing with the insurance company that my car was totaled, unfortunately, which was very sad, and there were tears when we said goodbye to my car, and that was very sad. Again, such is life. It happens, and we move on to bigger and better things, and I'm very grateful that we are in the position where we are, that we can get a new car easily. So we did. Last Monday we went car shopping. Sam took the day off. Sam is my husband, if you were unaware. And we went to one place, liked what we saw. We went and saw a RAV4 from Toyota, and Then we went up the road to a Honda place and drove a CRV, and I was sold. So, it went incredibly smoothly. It was really wonderful. We were hoping that whole day would go as smoothly as it possibly could, and it did, because like that's a huge purchase, that's a big investment. We felt like we didn't really have a whole lot of time to do the right amount of research that we both felt good about. So it was really wonderful that we were both able to do enough research and then also feel good about this one car that we found. So I now have a new car. It's a black 2016 CRV. It's great. I love it. I do miss my little blue car, but that's okay. It'll be fine. You know what? We're moving on to bigger and better things. I feel like getting out of the rental car that I had in between and into my own car, the new car, was kind of like closing the chapter of that blue car and just kind of acknowledging that we're moving forward and things are going to be okay. It'll be fine. It'll be good. I say that all the time. But it really will be okay. And it's starting to feel more like my car and my home car, if you will. And the cat has decided to come and join us. You've been sleeping on the bed all day and prevented me from making the bed. That's not very helpful. He's just too cute. I don't have the heart to move him. Oh, I guess he's found a new sleeping spot under the piano. I'll be darned. Okay. Well, moving forward. So that's a life update. And just because we were like really busy and just kind of on an adrenaline rush from buying the car, and because Sam did take the whole day off, I just wanted to spend time with him and do things like getting the groceries with him and stuff like that. So that's why I didn't record. I was also just really tired and it had been a long day. So yes, I apologize for not having an episode last week, but because of that, I have a ton of knitting to show you, and that's great. I also have a massive, massive finish object, and like, oh my goodness, everybody, it's a big one. It is a big one. We also have Stash Dash to talk about, which I have signed up for. A lot of you guys brought that to my attention. I did know that it was a thing, but I completely forgot about it, like, as, like, something to do. But last week sometime, was it last week sometime? 2 weeks ago maybe? At some point I put together my page and I like put all the pictures in and I did all the math. It was great, and I realized I signed up for the 10K amount. I know I could do more than that, but I feel like 10K is good in my head. Good, like I can do that. I know I can do that. So I did the math with the 3 projects that I had already finished within the starting time of, I don't remember the day, and the finishing time of sometime in August, I believe. I'm very sorry I don't remember those dates. I feel like I should have remembered that, but I don't. And so with those three projects, I am almost halfway. I'm like barely under being halfway. So, and with this new thing that I'm about to show you as a finish object, that will like really, really boost my numbers quite a lot with just one thing. So without further ado, let's show you my finish object. We have I-cords. You might be able to guess what this is. What requires I-cords? Da 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 da. It's finished. It is done. All the knitting is done, and I will not let these ends get in my tea. There's a lot of ends on the inside to weave in on this thing, but it is done. All the knitting is done, and I knocked out both of these I-cords in one day. It was great. Truly amazing, and I love how these knit up in this particular yarn. I know it's kind of hard to see. Beautiful. Love it. So this is a test knit if you are new or haven't been watching in a while. Again, I understand life gets busy. This is a test knit for Tristan of Dragon Horde Yarns. She also has a podcast with her mom, Christy. The podcast is called Two Girls in the Yarn Cafe. They are wonderful. She is wonderful. Everybody's yarns are incredible. We're doing, my mom and I are doing Tristan's Harry Potter advent calendar, and I am so excited. I'm so excited. If you couldn't tell, I'm really excited. So yes, this is her Moondrip Swan Show. It is not out yet. I believe it'll be out sometime in July. She is also working on a Moon Drip collection thing. She just released the tee or the cropped version of this. And so then there's this one, and there will be a third one that will be coming out sometime later. So that is very exciting. It's a super fun idea to, like, I don't know. They're all different, but they're all the same at the same time. If that makes sense. And this bind off is a little I-cord. It's kind of rolly, but we got some color work. How can I best show this to you? There we go. There's some color work on the bottom instead of some ribbing, which is an interesting design element. I really like it. And then an I-cord bind off gives it a nice finish look. So the I-cords will be for the sides. Dun, 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 where those holes are. So I can weave that in, tie them up. It'll be super cute. Love it. I don't think I have anything with ties like that, so that's pretty cool. I'm very, very happy with this. It does need a good bath, because this edge needs to be relaxed for sure. And yeah, I'm just very, very excited about that. And the deadline, I'm way ahead of the deadline. It was great. I powered through. It was rough, but I did it, everybody. It was great. But I haven't mentioned before, it's great. I know I repeat myself quite a lot. It just happens. So I don't remember what the yardage is. And obviously, when it comes out, if you get the pattern, you will be able to figure that out. And also on the Ravelry page, but that will drastically increase my stash dash amount, which I'm very excited for. So I was able to finish... Well, do we talk about Languishing Whips now? Do we talk about them later? Let's talk about them later, because I want to talk to you about... stuff. Oh, also, I'm sorry, I'm just now mentioning this. I went to Houston Fiberfest. It was so amazing. So I have yarn acquisitions to show you, and I'm very excited about them, and I cannot wait. So let's continue on talking about knitting. This is in my happy bag. My happy bag. This is for Rachel, or September Knits, I believe, on Ravelry is her design name. This is the Jensen pullover, and I'm trying to see if I have a picture of, here's the back of it. So just a very basic pullover. Yes, it's in black and white. It's very, very, very basic. And it is knit with DK weight yarn. It is knit on size 8s, if not bigger, depending on your gauge. So let's just say that this thing is flying off my needles, and it's incredible, and I love it. Also, this is using deep stash, like high school era, beginning of high school era yarn. So one thing that I really love about the look of this sweater, this pullover, is the very deep raglan size, like that line. Because normally, for me, it probably would end around here. This is probably where normally I would divide for the sleeves and continue on my merry way. But there's all this extra, so it kind of gives it that, I don't remember the technical term, but I know they're also called bat wings, so it's kind of got like a little oversized feel. I really love that look, and I have not knit a sweater like that, and so I'm really excited about this opportunity. Also, I love this color. I love that I'm using really old stash. It's just a win-win situation. I've divided for the sleeves, and I've done some form of shaping. I don't remember what it is exactly, but I've already done that. And I'm just knitting in the round until I stop. Very easy. And I love that. And again, it's on size 8s, and it goes so fast, and it makes me feel so good. And I've gotten so much reading done while working on this thing. It's great. I love it. I am using a Barocco Vintage DK. I don't think I have any little dealy boppers in here. Is this from it? No, this is a Cascade one. Wah wah. But anyway, this is my yarn. This is also going to be a great stash dash edition, so I'm very excited about that. Again, her name is Rachel. She's so sweet. Her knitting design name is September Knits on Ravelry. I will include her Instagram information in my show notes, so please go check her out. She is absolutely amazing and has so many other amazing patterns. I want to knit them all, but I don't have enough time, and I don't know. Quick side note, let's have a little bit of a story time, shall we? Because I was kind of organized. I did write a little bit what I wanted to talk about. And let's just talk about this now, because I do have another test knit coming up that I haven't actually cast on yet, which I need to, and I've picked out my colors. It's absolutely wonderful. It requires a lot of different colors because there's some color work in there, which is great. I love it. Good for stash busting. But I don't know what it was last night. I don't know if it was just the end of a long week, or like I was tired, or I was just a little overwhelmed with the knitting that I had to do, but for some reason I was like, I'm not casting anything on for the next like 5 months. I'm just not doing it. Which was a little dramatic, a little overreacting to my current situation, and was just like, I can't deal with this. There's just too many things cast on, but I just, And then this morning, after I slept, I was like, I want to cast on all the things. All the things. There are things that I want to be working on right now that are not on my needles, and I really just want to start working on them, and I just really don't want to work on the things that I have on my needles currently. Forget the languishing whip things. Forget that. I want to work on new stuff. That was this morning. So we take that, compare that to last night of me being like, I'm not casting on anything for the next forever. It's amazing what sleeping can do to help you if you're feeling overwhelmed. Try taking a nap. That might help. If you're able to take a nap, you might, that's probably a good idea. So I know that doesn't work for everybody, but I think that really helped. Yes, knitting can be overwhelming sometimes. Yes. I don't know where I was going with that, but so like, I guess I really do want to cast on a bunch of stuff, and I did get yarn for 2 new projects at Houston Fiber Fest, which I am so excited about. Like, I can't even begin to express to you what, like, the level of excitement, because I went in with a list of stuff, and I know I'm talking about this out of order, but I went in with a list of stuff, and I found 2 things that I really, like, they were the top things on my list, and I really wanted to make them, and it was great, and then I found the perfect yarn for both of them, and I was like, oh, this is amazing, I want to cast them on now. Then I got home, was overwhelmed, woke up this morning, want to cast everything on. And that is my saga of my knitting life. So, surely I'm not the only one who feels this way sometimes. Sometimes you're just overwhelmed. And it doesn't have to be with knitting, it can be with anything. It could be the amount of books that you want to read, or the things you need to get done on your to-do list, or recipes you want to try. I don't know. Anything, really. So, my point is, I do want to cast stuff on, but I also know that I don't at the same time. Does that make sense? I feel like that's a huge contradiction, but it's true. I feel like that's how I'm feeling right now. 'Cause also I do have this test knit that does need to get done, and I'm very excited about it. Like, I'm so excited about it, and I really want to do it. Otherwise I wouldn't have signed up for it. And now that the Moon Drip Swan Show is done, for the most part, like, that's kind of a big deal. And I know the Jensen pullover, I don't remember if I called it that. That's its name, the Jensen pullover. I'm very sorry. Hello to you too, loud motor vehicle. Once that's done, which should go pretty quickly, I can focus on the new test knit and then other knits and stuff like that. And I know I really probably should start saying no to test knits and just really need to stop and slow my roll. Is that actually gonna happen? I don't think so, but I can hope. It's not like, don't get me wrong, I love, with my entire heart, doing test knits. But I need to start saying no to things this year because I feel like I've been doing them all year. And I love it. I just need to start working on other things now. Because, let's talk about some languishing whips, shall we? I did finish my Marled Magic at the beginning of the month. That was back June 1st, June 2nd, like one huge one right out of the bat. Right out of the gate, not the bat. What? Right out of the gate. You know what I mean. Hopefully you know what I mean. And have I gotten anything else done since then? No. Did I figure out how many I need to get done a month to make it work till December? Yes, that number is 2, if not more. I have not completed 2 for this month, and part of me is kind of worried about that just because I have created this, like, expectation of myself. I've done the information, I've talked about it, put it out onto the internet, and people know that that is what my goal is, and I'm now not meeting that goal, and that makes me feel kind of like I'm not doing a good job. But I know that I'm doing a just fine job. It's fine. And, like, I know that it's not going to affect anything. It's not going to hurt anything or anyone if I don't get all these languishing whips done in 2019. Or even in June. Like, even if I don't get 2 done in June, it'll be okay. It'll be fine. Nothing is going to explode. Nothing is going to implode either. So there's nothing really to worry about, and I'm just putting all this stuff upon myself. But I would really like to get it done. Now that I say that. I feel like I feel like the Moon Drip Swan Show really took priority the past week and a half, just because I knew that the deadline was coming, and I still had a lot to do of the body, and the body was a really big chunk of knitting. And now that I have 2 test knits going, I feel like that is kind of like the equivalent of one Moon Drip Swan Show, so I don't know. I feel like once I get the Jensen pullover off my needles, I'll feel a little bit better. I don't know. Also, the thing is that I am creating a situation for myself where I have all my languishing whips and all of my nice needles are taken on other projects. And I really just need to switch things over and force myself to work on the languishing whips with the nice needles. Don't let myself work on the other stuff. Because, like, it's just sitting there. Like, I'm not working on those new ones. If changing those needles out would help me finish the languishing whips, I need to do that, and I haven't done that, and I need to do that. We've established that I really need to do that. And yeah, it's just like words, thoughts. I feel like when I go to my languishing whip bin where all my works and projects are, when I start pulling them out of things that I could work on, I realize and notice that my nice needles are not being used with those projects, and so I'm like, I don't really want to switch over those needles right now, so I just won't work on it. And I need to not do that. I really need to not do that. Because there are some things that have, like, the bottom hem and like 2 sleeves to do. Some of them have half the body and 2 sleeves to do. I don't have very many sweaters on my needles that are not test knits. I should clarify that. Because I have my no frills, I have my Zag, and I have my nurtured sweater. And I have a new cast on. Yes, I did cast something on. This was like before the whole like freak out moment of I can't cast anything on. That could have spurred it. I don't know. But I did cast something on and I'm super excited about it. I'm glad that I did because it was kind of a treat of finishing the Moon Drip Swan Show. I'm now going to show it to you. I feel like I'm talking very fast. I'm kind of going out of order in regards to works in progress and casting on things, but that's okay. We're just going with the flow. People, we're going with the flow. So, if you saw the last episode, I believe it's the last episode, I showed you some yarn that had recently shown up from Quince & Company. I'm so excited about it. It's in the Belize colorway. It's beautiful. My mom and I are doing the Populux cardigan by Auntie Andy Satterlund. I looked at the spelling. Satterlund. I believe that's how it's pronounced. I could be wrong, but I think that's how it's pronounced. Anyway, it's kind of like a cropped fitted cardigan thing with a little lace in the back, and I believe also in the front. And I have started that, and it's beautiful, and I love it so much. It's there, little baby. Here's my lace, and a little bit of cables. It has very interesting construction. I honestly have no idea where I'm going from here, but that's okay, because you know what? I'm not going to worry about it, and I'll figure it out when I get there. So I don't need to know how it's going to work, because also I wouldn't be explaining it to you anyway, because it is a paid-for pattern, and you should go and buy the pattern. So, yes. But I believe this is the neckline, so it'll be back like this. Where I go from here, I don't know. But we'll figure that out when I get there. So I'm really enjoying this. This was a really nice, like a not a mindless thing, because this is very odd construction, like I said, and I do have a kind of detailed stitch pattern that I do in this little lace section. Are these on nice needles? No. And it's really okay, because I'm still loving knitting on it. And I think I just need to get over the fact that it's okay to not knit things on nice needles. If it's really, like, causing me to not like working on something, then I'll change it up. But if they're not super nice needles, it's okay. If I have them available, great. That's awesome. Use those. And then when the other ones come available, then great, you can switch them over. Unless they're being used for languishing whips, in which case you don't. So yes, this is a really super cute cardigan. Don't really have a whole lot to show except for this little section of lace that I feel really good about. Love it. I've also been watching a lot of Riverdale, which is completely ridiculous. Totally and utterly ridiculous, and I only watch it because Sam enjoys it, and also I like making commentary. I have my own commentary, I roll my eyes quite a lot, and there's a lot of like, this is absolutely ridiculous. Being said, it's wonderful, and so when we need a break from Frasier, because that's a thing, because one can have too much of Frasier if you watch it for so long, because there's so many seasons, then we take a break and watch Riverdale. I worked on this last night. So, yes, I cast this on pre-freaking out about all my cast-on items. This is a fun treat yourself thing. And also, I feel like that this is not a mindless thing. This is a watch the pattern, follow the pattern, check off line by line as you go. And I feel like I have purposefully been working on just mindless stuff recently, and though that's awesome and I'm getting a lot of reading done and it's really great for like hanging out with people, I feel like I was getting bored. Maybe? I don't know. I don't think, maybe bored sounds very harsh. I don't think I was getting bored. I think I just needed something different and something new to try. Sorry. I got a phone call and got very distracted, and now I don't remember what I was talking about. I think I was finishing talking about this sweater, the Populux by Andy Satterlund. Very wonderful if you are wanting something that's a little different than your normal, like, top down, bottom up, raglan increases, all that jazz. I'm sure once I get more into this, I will be able to be like, oh, this is regular sweater construction. But this is a mystery to me, and I love it, and I'm so excited for this little adventure that I'm going on. Thank you, Andy, for your marvelous, marvelous patterns. I love them dearly, and I want to make more of them in the future. So yes. Also, I love this yarn. I just love this yarn so much. This yarn is truly amazing. It's truly, truly amazing. Quince and Company in the Belize colorway. This is Chickadee. It's truly amazing. I love it. Very quickly, we are going to talk about my Ziggy Shawl, which is living in my French Paris bag from Stitch by Jessalou. It's my favorite. This is my Ziggy Shawl by Joji Locatelli. It's truly amazing. I've made a lot of progress since you last saw it. This was the shawl that Joji posted about that describes this pattern as being something that's kind of like self-care. It's peaceful. It's the garter stitch is very mindless. It's very calming, and then the lace stuff is just very like, things may not feel very together right now, but I know I can follow a lace pattern, and I know I can do that correctly. Which is true. Makes me feel good. So I've been working on this when I really want to like treat myself and be like, you know what, you have earned some you knitting that's very mindless. And these are my little unicorn stitch markers. I'm going to try and show them to you because they keep flipping around, so we'll do our best. Little unicorns. Oh no. There we go. Oh no. It's weird. It's hard doing this backwards. There we go. So cute. I'm using Madeline Tosh and on the new holographic base. So you can see that there is some, I guess you can't really see that very well, but there is some holographic stellina in here, and it's in the Star Scatter colorway. It's had a long time in coming remembering this name, but I finally did. So I believe I am starting the first out of the 2 repeats of the set garter section and the lace section. So I'm kind of halfway there, kind of not. I don't know. I'm enjoying this. I'm not in any rush to get this done. Although I do have 6s that could be used, and I have languishing whips that need to be finished. But I'm not going to rush this project because I really love it, and it's very peaceful It's very peace-bringing to me, so I'm gonna enjoy every single minute of that. I love it. So next up we have Houston Fiber Fest. Woo. We are very lucky in that the Berry Center, where the Houston Fiber Fest happens, is in Cypress, Texas, which is very close to where we live, but it's also very close to the church, or the school that we meet at for our church meets at. Words in order. So it was very easy to just drive up the road to the Berry Center from our church after church on Sunday and take a little gander before it closed. So I am so excited. Like, I can't even. So firstly, I also don't want this episode to be too long, so I am just gonna kind of go through this quickly, I think. Firstly, I am trying 2 new yarns, and I'm getting more yarn from someone who is local. She lives in the Heights. Amanda Hope Yarn. I love her stuff so much. So much. And I have some of her other yarn. I knit the Astros hat for Sam for Christmas. So I am supporting local people, and I'm trying new people. And also one of these new yarns is, she's from Texas. I'm not sure where in Texas she's from. But either way. Okay, so first off, the Hill Country Weavers booth happened to have the Chasing Rabbits Fiber Company, which I have never seen in person, never touched in person, never seen in person. I think I said that already. It's amazing. So I was like, oh my goodness, I need to see it. I know I keep teasing it. We won't be surprised by this color because it's called Port. And I don't know how accurately it will pick up on the camera. Ooh, that's a little bit better. It's very maroony, purpley, browny. Ugh, I love it so much. And so when I saw this, when I saw their display, I was like, I know I want to get one thing, at least one thing. I might try and get the 2 projects that I am interested in. I don't know. I needed to pick something else from the Chasing Rabbits Fiber Company for a friend anyway, so it worked out well, and I was like, you know what, I really just love this color. I should just get this one skein. I should get this skein, and I'll make it work. If not, I know of 1 skein projects that are wonderful, and I can do anything with them, or I can add it to something else. So I got that, and I was like, I just really love this. Whatever. We started wandering again. I kind of, it's not that I forgot about it, but I was just very distracted by everything else. And I was just like, ooh, yarn. Hello, yarn. I love this yarn. And so then we went to this booth, and now I can't even remember where I got it from. And I feel terrible about that. Where did I even get this? I don't know. I remember the booth and the people very vividly. But I don't remember what the booth was called. I'm very sorry. That's my bad. But I found this little skein, which I know doesn't look like much from afar. This is Morningside Road Fiber. She is from Texas. I think her logo is the cutest. And I like her description of when you care for your single ply. Please we'll start over. I'm sorry. Please hand wash finished garment in cool water with a gentle soap. Take care when garment is wet, as this is a single ply. Treat it like a baby bird. I love that. Hand dyed in Texas. I'm not sure where in Texas, but I really truly love this. This is called Mist. There was a little sample of it knit up, and I loved it. And I don't think this is going to show up at all, but it's like the most beautiful like mauve-y browns on this gray base. There's like teal, there's speckles of dark brown, there's gray, there's little bits of pink. Like, oh my. I saw it knit up and I was like, I need that. I need that. I don't care what it's gonna be, but I need it. And so as I picked it up, I was like, oh wait, I have this one. They go together perfectly. Like, literally so perfect. I know it's really hard to tell, but like, you'll have to trust me on this one. It's just so beautiful. I'm so excited about this yarn, and we haven't even gotten to the Amanda Hope yarn yet, and I'm just, deep breaths. Just getting too excited about yarn over here. So this will be Hohi's new pattern, the striped bobble cowl, which I love so much. Like, this is, I have no words. I have no words, everybody. And I wish that this camera would pick it up better. I don't know how to like angle it so the lighting, it just is just right. But it's just so beautiful. I love it so much. It kind of makes me a little emotional. But we don't like, it's not the time to get emotional about yarn. We're recording a podcast. Keep it together. Okay, so these were my two first purchases. And I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm good. If I don't find anything else that really just grabs me, I'll be fine. Because I'm so happy with this. We walked around. And then we came to the Amanda Hope yarn, and I knew that I was going to find something. I didn't know what exactly, and I didn't know if it would be like a single skein thing that I would be excited about, or if it was going to be like a 2 skein thing or a project. And excuse me. So, side note, little backstory. There is a shawl by Sylvia McFadden. I am a big fan of hers. I've knit several of her patterns. The shawl that I made from the yarn from last year's Fiber Fest, the alpaca with the little flecks in it, that's her pattern, Authenticity, and I like love that shawl to bits. It's amazing. She has designed a shawl pattern called the Somber Shawl, and it's huge and beautiful and stripy, and it's amazing. And there was a version being done by Beata, I think, who is Hedgehog Fibers, the lady who does that. And she was doing a very bright neon-y version. And my mom actually found it and sent it to me, and she was like, oh my goodness, this is really incredible. I love this. And I was like, you're right. It's so amazing. I love it. And she figured out that the shawl was probably too big for what she would be interested in making, and I would totally understand that. But I still really like the shape of the shawl, and I like the idea of using something neon. And so I had written down the information, and so I was looking for something that was really, really neon-y. And I hadn't seen anything yet that had really just grabbed me, because I wanted something that was like, oh my goodness, my eyes are just kind of like buzzing with excitement because of all the happy colors. And when we walked into the Amanda Hope yarn booth, I found exactly what I was looking for. This is called Spring Fling, and I know this is not going to show up because it's just so bright. If any indication of like how much it's blowing out right now is a sign of like what it actually is. So this is much darker. These bits are much darker. There's green. Maybe if I hold it closer that will help. That's a little better. Like, this is as neon can be. And I love it. Like, I saw this skein, I picked it up and didn't put it down until we had paid for it. And it was amazing. And I was like, okay, I really want to make this somber shawl, and I know that there's a little bit extra yardage, but I know I could probably cut some out and not require as much. I think. And if not, if I have to pick a different pattern, that's totally fine. I will not be crushed because I am so happy with this yarn combination. So to go with it, I got her charcoal color, which is very dark, together. Oh man, that's not showing up. I apologize that you cannot experience this true glory, but it is so beautiful. Oh man, like I can't even. I don't know how she does this. I love all of her yarns, and she's from Houston. Ah. Oh man. These two skeins were the skeins that once we got out to our car after we were done, I pulled them out of the bag and kept holding them to my face until we got home because I just love them so much. I love all four of the skeins, but like this was just such an incredible find because like this was probably the last place that we went that I knew I was gonna get yarn at, and that I had like specifically, I knew I wanted to, and I had budgeted out the money that I was gonna spend, and like her booth was gonna be the big place, and so it was so perfect. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. And so yeah, this could be the somber shawl. I don't know. We're gonna figure it out. And again, like I can't cast this on right now. I just really can't. If I do, I probably won't enjoy it as much, and I really just need to hold back. Okay, the sun is now gone behind the clouds. We're gonna try this again. Oh, that's better. Oh yes. Yes. That's a little better. It's not quite perfect, but it's better than when the sun was out. Oh man, everybody, can we even? Ah. Like these are colors, this combination, especially this one, it just sparks so much joy in my heart, my knitter heart. I just love it so much. Please go check out her website, Amanda Hope Yarns. Like she is truly amazing. Her yarn is absolutely incredible. Also, these are her singles, her Aussie Extra Fine single, so that's like really soft. This is the whole like treat your single like a baby bird thing, because this is just okay. I need to move on. I will keep talking about this until the end of time. I love that so much. I also remembered to bring a bag, and so I brought my Pearl Soho bag, so that was cool. I really wanted to get one of the Houston Fiberfest pins from 2019, but by the time we got there, they had all sold out, which is kind of a bummer. But on the other hand, I'm very glad that they were so successful that they sold out of pins and most of their stuff. That's pretty incredible, and so I'm very glad for them. I'm sad that I did not get a pin, but that's okay. There'll be other times. It'll be fine. We did end up getting some pins from the Independence Fiber Company. I believe they're in Independence, Texas, which is close to Brenham. They had very woolly and sheepy and mohairy yarn because, fun fact, Texas is the second largest mohair producer in the world. I didn't realize that until we were told that when we were buying the pins. But I think that's pretty cool. So that's very exciting. And we got some pins there. We got a sticker. Sam got a cool koozie. It's got a goat with the Texas flag on it. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, that was Houston Fiberfest. It's such a wonderful experience. Like, I'm so glad that they've been successful with what they've been doing, that it's grown so much since even just last year. Also, I know that Sam doesn't watch this, unless he does, and I don't think he does. If he does, it doesn't really matter, and then he can hear this but he's already heard this. But I would like just to take a moment and acknowledge that he is a truly wonderful person, and yes, I am very biased as I am married to him, but like, he was such a good sport about going to this yarn festival that he didn't really, like, he's interested in it because I'm interested in it, but it's not like I'm excited about yarn. He's not that way, and that's okay, because he's excited about other stuff, like coffee. But he went, and he was so excited, and he was so kind, and, like, we ran into some ladies from the yarn store, and we said hi to Sharon and Josh at our booth, or the Modern Skeins booth, and, like, got to see the whole experience, because he had never been to a yarn convention thing before, and there was no rushing, there was no, like, being impatient. It was great. And then also at one point I was getting a little overwhelmed, and I was just like, I need to talk out my projects. Let me talk out my projects. And so I, like, word vomited on him all this yarn information. And I don't think he knew what I was talking about, but it was okay, because he was like, that sounds like a great idea. I like these colors. How about that? And I was like, thank you. Thank you. You are wonderful. Yeah, so I want to acknowledge that he is amazing, and I am so appreciative that he is so supportive of what I do and what I like to do. And it's just, like, if something like that comes up, he's very encouraging, and I wanted to share that with you all because it makes me feel all warm and fuzzy on the inside, and I just wanted to share that. So now you know. That was my Houston Fiber Fest experience with Sam, and it was truly amazing. It was awesome. I loved it, and I can't wait for next year. My mom was she was unable to go with us this year because she is getting to spend time with my nephew, her grandson, in Oklahoma City, which is super exciting and a very good reason to not be able to come to the Houston Fiber Fest. But that was kind of sad that she couldn't come, so next year it'll be a huge party. It'll be awesome. Very excited. Very excited indeed. In regards to books, I feel like I've read a lot, but nothing that's been like, wow, I really feel the need to talk about it on the podcast. If you'd like to follow me on my Goodreads, that's a place to get all my book updates, whether I like them or not. You can see my ratings, whatever. We could be friends. You can suggest books to me. That's awesome. I'll suggest books to you too. It would be great. I also have been so busy that I haven't really baked at all in forever, but this afternoon, the time has come, the walrus said, to talk of many things, and many things include making banana bread. Yes. I also have ripe bananas, so it works out really well. I actually have time to make, to make banana bread, which is great. I feel like that will be a very calming thing to do. Although I might have to edit the podcast while I do that, because I figured it out how I can edit stuff and multitask and do things like make dinner or make banana bread at the same time. It's really great. I don't know how it works. I feel like it's magic. I've figured out this magical way to get them to happen at the same time. I don't know how it works. I couldn't explain it to you. But somehow it does. So that is that. Books and baking. The cat is still asleep underneath the piano. He looks sound asleep. So that's cool. Thank you again for being patient with me while I was gone last week. I think I needed a little bit of a break. Not because that this is a trial or a travesty by any means, but I just needed a little chill moment, which is great. And now I'm back, and I had a lot of knitting, and I showed it to you all. It was great. I hope you enjoyed it. So, like I said at the beginning, if there's any of the social medias that you would like to go follow me on, they will be linked everywhere down below on my blog. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Ravelry. All the show notes. Hopefully I will not forget anything. One thing that I don't remember if I actually put in the show note. Oh, I also finished that. The Raina shawl. I finished that. Oh, it's at work. I forgot about that. I'm sorry. I finished my Raina shawl. I need to add that to my stash dash. That's great. But I did finish that, and it is spelled Reyna, because I don't know if I put it in the show notes or whatever. I know that it's kind of hard to find on Ravelry if you don't know the spelling. And it's not the regular spelling or what you would think Reina would be necessarily. So that's how you spell it if you're trying to find it. But yes, if I have forgotten something, or if there is something that you are interested in that I didn't link in the show notes, please send me a message or leave a comment or whatever, and I will be happy to help. I want to give you all the information that you would like about the stuff that I've talked about, if I can. So, just let me know. Just let me know. Send me a message. I hope you've had a wonderful weekend. I hope you continue to have a wonderful week. If you have crafty plans, I hope that they are successful. I hope you are not overwhelmed by works and projects or casting on things, because that's never a good place to be. If you're feeling that way, maybe try taking a nap, or having a cup of tea, or breathing some fresh air, or reading a good book, or petting a cat or a dog, or whatever. Just kind of calm down. It'll be okay. It's just knitting. 'Cause that definitely helps. I hope to just move forward with everything. That's just my one goal. Just to move forward with my knitting. With all the things. Yes. With all the things. But that's okay. It'll be fine. We're not going to worry about it. It'll be great. It'll be great. It'll be fine. Not going to worry about it. It'll be okay. I am going to go because I need to transfer the laundry. I need to fold a little laundry. I would like to make the banana bread. And I also am going to make some little eggy breakfast muffins, because why not? I can. As you do, you know. I think my butter has softened enough to be room temperature. I think it should be okay. It's time to go make some banana bread and also edit the podcast. We're just really busy today, but it's okay. One step at a time, one cup of tea at a time, one audiobook at a time. See, these are the days that I get the most audiobooks listened to, or podcasts, or whatever, because I just let it play all day while I'm working, and it's great. I love it. It works out really well. It also kind of helps me stay focused and not get too bogged down in everything that needs to get done. Because that's always a bummer when that happens, you know? We don't want that. We don't want to be bogged down. Whether it be knitting or your to-do list or anything else. We just don't want that. Anyway, I'm rambling. Wonderful weekend. All that jazz. That is all that I have for you guys this week. Thank you so much again for waiting while I took a week. I am back now. I'll let you know, hopefully, if I go MIA. I think there might be another time in August that might happen. Family vacation plannings. We're very excited. But we will see, because we're still trying to figure out the dates of that. But that a Monday might be involved, which is when I usually record. So, we'll see. We will see. I think, yes, but that's far in the distance, and I'll let you guys know. Anyway, so, I'm back. I hope you had a wonderful week. Thank you so much for watching and spending time with me. I really appreciate it. I know there are lots of podcasts out there that you could watch, but I really appreciate you spending the time with me. It means a lot to me. So, with that, happy knitting, happy laundry folding, happy banana bread baking, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.